What Apple do is they don't necessarily invent something, they just make something better, more easy to use, more fun to use. You remember that PCs, we all started using them back in the late 80s, early 90s, and they did office stuff, and they were quite tedious. And then the Apple came along and made stuff fun, and they did that with the iPod and the iPhone. They didn't necessarily invent something, they just made it cool. I mean, tablet computers have been around. Here's one here. We use them at Sky News all the time.
Yeah,
it's not necessarily a new invention. That's a Windows-based tablet computer. But what this new iPad will do is what the iPhone did. It takes something that's quite clunky to use and makes it a lot sexier and a lot more appealing. 54% of people surveyed in Britain, Jeremy, before this launch, said they wanted one of these things, whether or not, irrespective of price, whether or not it did. I mean, all the speculation has been pretty much on the ball here. It is a large iPhone. It's more, think of this more as something for fun rather than something you'll use to do spreadsheets and the boring work stuff. This is what you'll use in your living room, and you'll use out on the road to watch movies, to read e-books. The newspaper industry is very keen on this because they're hoping that you're going to read and pay for, crucially, more content and use it on this computer.
That could be your new newspaper, in other words.
It could be. I mean, at the moment, devices are quite small, and the e-book readers, these electronic book readers, are quite small, not really much fun. This could make it fun, and from what we're seeing here, these are pictures coming in from a site called Engadget, a very good tech site, showing you that it's basically the things you've come used to, the touch-sensitive dragging screen thing on the iPhone, is going to be on this iPad, rather. It's going to get confusing,
the iPad.
Isn't it?
I mean, as our Fox News correspondent in New York said, it's the most wanted tablet since Moses. But, I mean, it's amazing they create this sort of must-have atmosphere around,
some of it's twofold, Jeremy. One part is design. They make things shiny, and better designed and better, more appealing. But secondly is the usability of it. Rather than having, like this tablet we've got here, you have to get a pen out, and you have to fiddle around with it and, double-click on stuff. With the iPad, it's going to be of a similar size, but it's going to be more like that you do with an iPhone, and that's what the desirability is. And obviously the big market's been netbooks as well. These mini laptops that people have been buying, they're cheap, so they'll carry on selling. But what Steve Jobs is saying was all they do is what a laptop does. What this will do is will make using a computer much more intuitive, interactive. There won't be a keyboard, you'll just tap it on there. And it may not be that in a couple of years' time you're buying one of these, but you'll be buying something that copies it. And that's where the market is going. It's going to be more like this. Forget a keyboard and a laptop. Unless you're doing work stuff on it, you'll be buying one of these.